What is up, guys? Back at you again with another video, and today is going to be mostly just an update. It's going to be me talking. You're not going to see any car stuff or anything like that. It's just going to be me talking. So, uh, where do I begin? It's been a whole shit show. I'm sorry, guys, I haven't been posting that much. I do have, like I said last in the videos, I do have videos, but I haven't really had the time to edit the videos or kind of like get into them and kind of start cutting out, the whole works. But okay, so quick reminder, guys, when you do go out of town, make sure you check your oil, make sure you check all your fluids, make sure they're good, tire pressure's good, make sure your tires are good, because you never know what can happen. And you guys are going to find out later in this video why it's important to do that. And you're going to tell me, well, you should have checked them if you're telling us to check them. And in reality, I did check them, so I don't understand how this happened. But okay, so I go to Garden. I'm going out of town, and I'm gonna sell my wheels. My wheels are a 20 by 9 in the front, a 20 by 10.5 in the rear, and they're wrapped around with some Nitos. I think they're 255, 35, 20s, and I was gonna go sell them. I went out of town to go sell them. I wasn't counting on doing what I did that day. So I went out of town. I went to go do some business, and I did not sell the wheels because what I ended up buying that's what the wheels were for, to put it on that car that I ended up getting. So they didn't fit in the rear. I guess they're too wide. I was gonna need spacers and a little bit more of a wider stud, but they were already sticking out too far. So I was like, nah, you know what? I don't know about all that. So okay, at the time being, we're chilling with my man Chino. Huge shout out to him. And I'm gonna tell you guys why in a little bit. But I'm gonna give credit where the credit is due. We're 3 particular people. But anyway, that's beside the point right now. So we're over there, we're chilling, we're having a good time, and one of my friends decided to test drive the Eclipse, right? And I test drove the 2J. At that point, I wasn't counting on doing what I did. So I ended up testing the 2J. It was cool, 5-speed. I used to have one, but it wasn't automatic. When I drove this one, I was missing out pretty good. There's nothing better than a standard when it comes to a 2J. So okay. Anyways, I test drove that. It felt cool. But when I test drove the Eclipse, I went down a block. Not anything. Probably like I want to say like half a block. And I test drive it, and it feels good. It's putting a smile on my face. It was awesome. And then I come back and I park it. My homie's like, why didn't you just go around the block or something? I was like, nah, it's all good. I didn't want to break something because the Eclipses tend to break. It's a DSM thing. And then out of nowhere, I start getting this feeling like I want the car now. So okay, at that point, I ended up getting the car. I drove around for an hour back and forth. I was happy. I was having mine. I didn't really. I was hitting enough boost where I can hear the blow off valve. That's it. I wasn't doing no crazy pulls or anything like that. Nothing crazy. I never. I think in the city, I never went over 40 miles an hour. That's the only thing. Okay, so the car's doing good. We went to go eat Buffalo Wild Wings. Have in mind, this car was put the key in, started 2 seconds, it starts. So we go and eat wings. I had the honey barbecue boneless, and then my homie had the habanero. I do remember. We're eating, everything's going good. At that time, we're okay. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go to the bathroom real quick, and then I guess we can go ahead and dip. We ended up leaving. As soon as I got in the car, we started talking for a bit, and then as I'm about to start the car, I turn the key, cranking it, and it's cranking, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, it should have already started within the first 2 seconds of cranking. It didn't do that, so I let the key go, and I did it again. And have in mind, I did let it prime, And I turned the key. I didn't do it right away. I let it prime, and it started. You know what I mean? It started after like 15 seconds. It should have started within the first 2 seconds like it did before. So it started shaking. At that point, I was like, what the hell? This doesn't feel right. And I was like, you know what? Whatever. It's probably just in my mind. I'm probably tripping because it is I know that DSMs tend to break, you know? So it's probably just in my head. So we're driving out of town, and we're behind traffic. There's like 4 or 5 cars in front of us. And I start to kind of creep because I kept going 55, then 60, then 65. I was bouncing back and forth. And I start creeping, and I'm like, well, there's a fucking tractor in front of us. So at that point, I was like, okay, well, I'll just fucking chill. Maybe it's not a bad thing. It's not like I'm in a rush or anything. And as soon as I come back into my lane, literally, I bullshit you not, my homie says that he saw sparks, and then out of nowhere, it blows up. So at that point, I'm pissed. And I guess he looked into the car, and he tried to say that, oh, it's probably just a gasket. And it just seemed like, it felt like it was a gasket at first. But then I started noticing that the coolant and the oil were kind of coming out side by side, and I was like, oh, that's it. That block is done. There's no saving that block. Okay, so me and my boy, we ended up towing it back to my homie Chino's house. We looked in the motor, and we looked around, and he said that it looked like it was a gasket or something that might have caused all that mess. To me, it did not look like a gasket. And I was like, dude, the car was fucking puking oil and cooling out. That's a clear sign that if it's puking both of those motherfuckers out, that clearly that means that that it was busting coolant everywhere. So that it was a blow motor. So I was pretty pissed at that point. We ended up towing it back. We tore it apart, etc., etc. Long story short, the car blew up. So I took it out, put another block in it, put the fluids back in, started it, and it started knocking again. So I was like, okay, where did I go wrong? I started studying what I did wrong, and then I lowered the oil pan down, changed the bearings, and my biggest mistake, which I'm starting to think that's the real problem right now, is that I didn't torque them down. There's some knuckles. This is the connector right here, and then this is the knuckle at the bottom that goes on the crankshaft. And I didn't really torque them down. I just wrist tightened them because if I did anything tighter than wrist tight, whenever you turn the block, it would start getting harder and harder to turn the block, which I think that it's not supposed to do that. It's supposed to turn freely. You know, I think I'm not 100% positive, but long story short, we took the block out 2 or 3 times. Right now, it turns on. It idles perfect. You know, at the time being, when I turned it on, I was so excited because it was idling perfect. It wasn't knocking. I called my homie, both of my homies, Mano and Chino, man, and Doug, actually, at the same time. I merged all 3 calls. And I was like, dude, I'm fucking stoked. This car's not knocking anymore. I'm going to be able to take it home. This is legit. I'm fucking happy. I was like fucking head over heels for this car. I was like all fucking happy because it took like 3 days to do everything. Like everything. We were getting parts. Normally you'd have to order these parts, but you know, a big huge shout out to my boy Mano because he provided most of those parts. Doug provided some parts too, and my homie Chino, man, he provided some of the money too as well. And I was excited. Okay, all 3 of them telling me go ahead and rev it and see what it sounds like. I rev it, it's doing good, it doesn't knock, but right as it's about to reach fucking 2,000 RPMs, it starts knocking. So I'm pissed. I was ready to just throw the fucking rag. I was done. So, long story short, the eclipse is blown. Fucking 350's out of the equation. So, I am going to be putting a new turbo manifold, the big 16G turbo. I am going to do a new crankshaft, the new bearings, and new gaskets, just so that I can do everything right, you know, because I mostly scavenged everything. A lot of people are gonna hate me for using a lot of the gaskets again, but the gaskets that I did use, they were high end gaskets, and they were only used once, and they hadn't had very many miles, so I went ahead and used those. So yeah, that's just a quick update for you guys. If you did like this video, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, so that you guys can know whenever I do upload a video. If I don't end up uploading car videos, I am going to be uploading something, but you guys will get some content. But yeah, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to subscribe for more, and I gotta see you guys in the next one. Peace.